Let's first break down the latest data that's been put out by the government on the number of coronavirus cases. The total cases now stands at 21,700. The death toll, unfortunately, has also risen to 688. Now, let's also tell you about the worst hit states at this point. Maharashtra is the worst affected with 5,652 cases. The death toll has also reached now 269. A majority of those have been reported in Mumbai. Gujarat has seen a spike in the COVID-19 cases at 2,407 and 103 deaths being reported in the state. And in the national capital of Delhi, 2,248 cases have been confirmed of coronavirus. The death toll also rising to 48. Those are the latest figures as of 6:30 this morning. Let's also take a look at all the developments that we're tracking, the top 5 developments that you need to know on the coronavirus outbreak. India has decided to continue importing medical supplies from China despite reports of the rapid antibody test kits being faulty. MEA spokesperson Anurag Srivastava said that in the past 2 weeks, around 24 flights departed for India from China, carrying nearly 400 tons of medical supplies. As many as 11 Indian nationals have died due to COVID-19 in Saudi Arabia. The Indian embassy has reiterated that due to the lockdown and suspension of air travel to India, no decision has been taken for the evacuation of Indians from Saudi Arabia. Locals in Bengaluru are protesting against the funeral of COVID-19 patients. The locals in Bengaluru aren't letting the body of a dead COVID patient be cremated by electrification process near their homes. Authorities took the body to 3 crematoriums and protests broke out in all of these areas. With 184 more people testing positive for coronavirus on Thursday, the number of cases in Madhya Pradesh climbed to 1,771. Hotspot Indore registered 84 new cases of COVID-19. 5 more deaths were reported in the state, taking the total death toll to 81. Uttar Pradesh has become the first state in the country to geotag its community kitchens and shelters across 75 districts. Moving a step further, Yogi Adityanath government is also tied up with Google to geomap the locations of all these establishments for the ease of beneficiaries. Our focus this morning is on Maharashtra, which reported 778 new COVID-19 cases yesterday alone, the highest in a day, taking the state's tally of coronavirus positive cases to 5,652. The increase was the single biggest jump for the state since the beginning of the pandemic. Of these cases, 4,205 are from Mumbai alone. 522 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours in Mumbai. The death toll due to COVID-19 is now gone up to 283 in the state, with 15 deaths being reported in the last 24 hours. Mumbai continues to be a major hotspot of COVID-19 in the country, and various measures have been taken by the authorities to contain the spread of the virus in its densely populated slums. Divyesh is joining us live from Mumbai with more details on this. Divyesh, good morning. Very worrying news that's coming in from Maharashtra and particularly from Mumbai. Has there been any statement by the authorities attributing what this spike in the last 24 hours is all about?
Good morning, Akshita. Yes, the numbers are very shocking. The numbers have already breached over 6,000 in Maharashtra, and the mark has already crossed over 4,200 in Mumbai itself. Out of the 778 total positive cases that came out yesterday, 522 were in Mumbai. Mumbai remains the hotspot for Maharashtra, while the biggest concern for Mumbai administration and Maharashtra government remains areas like Dharavi, areas like slum pockets of Govandi, and various other containment areas, various other hotspots which have been declared in Mumbai. The numbers that have been rising, government had earlier also said that we've been testing, a large number of testing is being done, and that is why people are testing positive. But this is a huge jump, which is very worrying for the state administration as well as the health department of Maharashtra. Various measures are being taken by Maharashtra government, but the community spread doesn't seem to be contained. in Maharashtra, and more numbers are coming out.
That's right.
While there are several other measures also being taken, also being recommended by the central government team that had visited Dharavi day before yesterday.
The biggest problem, it looks like, at this point, Divyesh, is the containment of the virus in slums. We've been addressing this for the last many days, and that is something that the authorities are yet to figure out. Divyesh, I request you to stay on with us. Another big headline that's coming in from Maharashtra is that the State Housing Minister, Jitendra Ahwad, has tested positive for COVID-19. Jitendra Ahwad was admitted to a Thane hospital on Tuesday after a week-long self-quarantine. Earlier, 16 people associated with the minister, including 5 police bodyguards, the cook, the house help and party workers, had all tested positive. Ahwad had been in contact with a senior cop of the Mumbai police who had tested positive for coronavirus. Taking this across to Divyesh again. Divyesh, Jitendra Ahwad was in quarantine for the last 1 week, especially considering that he had come in contact with several people who tested positive for coronavirus. Where has the minister been admitted now?
Akshita, Jitendra Ahwad, who's the housing minister for Maharashtra state, also a cabinet minister, is admitted at the Fortis Hospital Mulund in Mumbai. He was earlier admitted at Jupiter Hospital in Thane. While his condition deteriorated day before yesterday, he was shifted to Fortis Hospital. He had trouble breathing. He had respiratory issues, and that is why he was admitted to the Thane Hospital initially and then shifted to this Fortis Hospital. Earlier, he had tested negative to COVID-19 when several others, 14 others who had been in his close contact, including the former Member of Parliament Anand Paranjpe, who had tested positive. 5 of his police bodyguards had tested positive. His house help, his cook had tested positive. Jitendra Ahwad had been to his assembly constituency in Mumbai, where he had met the senior police inspector of Mumbai police station, who had initially tested positive to COVID-19, after which several others who'd been in contact with the Mumbai cop and in close contact with Jitendra Ahwad had tested positive. Ahwad had been in quarantine since then. He was tested, but initial reports showed that he was negative to COVID-19. But since he complained of respiratory issues, he was admitted to the Thane hospital, and then his samples were taken, and yesterday the reports came in which showed that now he is COVID positive. He's being treated at the Fortis Hospital, and as of now it is being said that he suffers from respiratory issues and remains hospitalized at Fortis Hospital in Mulund in Mumbai.
Okay, we'll be closely tracking his condition, but for the moment, Divyesh, thank you for joining us. So Maharashtra is the worst affected state in the country. Gujarat is second in the list with 2,559 cases and 105 deaths. Ahmedabad remains a virus hotbed with 1,595 cases and 63 deaths so far. The state has reported 217 new cases and 9 fresh deaths in the last 24 hours. 3 army personnel tested positive for COVID-19 in Gujarat's Vadodara. As per initial findings, an ATM booth seems to be the common source, as they had all withdrawn money from it on the same day. Their 28 close contacts have been quarantined by the force as per the protocol. And as we continue to get you the latest from every state on the coronavirus outbreak, let's also focus now on Delhi. The capital has reported 128 new cases and 2 deaths in the last 24 hours, taking the total cases to 2,376 and 50 deaths. So far, 808 people have recovered in the state from the virus. East Delhi, Shahdara also reported 7 new cases after Delhi police ASI and 6 members of a family tested positive. A vegetable hawker in Delhi's Mehrauli has also tested positive. In a major coronavirus scare, 46 people in Delhi's Jahangirpuri have now tested positive for the virus. This surge in cases comes just days after 31 positive cases came to light in the same area. As the number of cases continue to rise, the Delhi government has increased the number of containment zones to 92. And in a scare at a Bengaluru jail, 2 accused, of Sunday's attack on civic workers have tested positive. The arrested were sent to the Ramnagara jail, which is on the outskirts of Bengaluru, after they attacked civic workers who had actually gone to quarantine them given the coronavirus scare in Bengaluru's Padarayanapura ward on Sunday. 119 have been accused in the incident. Now, both the infected are being treated at Victoria Hospital, and all the Ramnagar jail authorities who interacted with them have been quarantined. On Tuesday, 177 prisoners of the jail were transferred to another prison. Former Karnataka Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy has hit out at the BSY government, calling it a foolish move to send the accused to Ramnagar, which was a green zone with no coronavirus cases. Kumaraswamy himself stays in Ramnagar. It is his constituency, and he's threatened a protest if the government does not move all the prisoners and isolate all the jail staff. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will be meeting today to finalize a second stimulus package. Instead of a big-ticket booster dose, the centre may announce a targeted package for different sectors and segments in a phased manner. This key package is likely to be aimed at the urban, rural poor. This includes migrant labourers, disadvantaged sections of the society and MSMEs who have been worst hit by the lockdown and frozen economic activity due to COVID-19. The measures that are being finalised could include easier access to credit for MSMEs and further cash and food transfer for migrants. There is a proposal for another hike in the NREGA payments, and dispersals under the PM Kisan scheme could be further expedited. The upcoming package could be roughly similar in size to the 1.7 lakh crore rupees already announced by Nirmala Sitharaman. Rahul Srivastava is joining us with more details on this. Rahul, good morning. What really do you expect here to be the outcome of the meeting between Nirmala Sitharaman and Prime Minister Modi? Do you think that they're going to, narrow down sectors which they believe need help, need financial aid?
Good morning, Akshita. One is not very clear about eventually what the Prime Minister is going to decide as far as this meeting is concerned. But one thing is very important, that this is the second meeting in this month between the Prime Minister and Nirmala Sitharaman. Like the last time, the Prime Minister took stock of this economic situation post the lockdown. And now this meeting with Nirmala Sitharaman comes barely a few days before the Prime Minister is going to meet the Chief Ministers on the 27th of April, in which the broad outline post-lockdown 2.0 is going to be decided, that how much is going to be the containment, how much are going to be the segregations and distancing, and also what is going to get allowed. In that scenario, if the economy has to take off after the 3rd of May, this meeting is critical, that in case the government is going to look into what sector needs what kind of help to ignite demand as well as supply, to put money in the hands of migrant workers, and also to assist the MSME sector and the farm sector. In that scenario, a huge expense could be there. Prime Minister Modi's office has been working on this regularly. Yesterday, day before yesterday, in fact, we can say that the Prime Minister's office took a 3-hour meeting with the several top advisory bodies like Niti Aayog Chairman, the 15th Finance Commission and others. And the idea was to get as much dynamic information for the economic package or fiscal package as possible. Now things are over to the Prime Minister and his office. When exactly is going to be the announcement? Before the 27th April meeting with the Chief Ministers or after?
Okay. Rahul, thank you for joining us and sharing insights of really what's expected in that meeting. Let's move on now. The COVID-19 outbreak has severely hit the construction industry, and thousands of workers who depend on it for their livelihoods are facing a crisis with no work and wages. Images of desperation driven by hunger and joblessness. A group of migrant workers from Mumbai, mostly working in the construction industry, have embarked on a long journey to Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, covering roughly 16,000 kilometers on newly bought cycles.
You saw them walking from India's mega cities. Now watch them cycling to reach their homes, thousands of kilometers away. Desperate migrant workers, mostly from construction sector, driven by joblessness, hunger and possibly attraction of home, are pedaling relentlessly, braving the journey from Mumbai to as far as UP and Bihar.
यहाँ का खाना दाना नहीं मिल रहा है, राशन पानी सरकार नहीं दे रही है।
आपको मालूम है यहाँ से कितना किलोमीटर है ये?
जी 1600-1700 किलोमीटर है।
किधर साइकिल ढूंढते हैं, ढूंढते ढूंढते आज 10 दिन के बाद कल साइकिल हमको मिली है। हाँ, साइकिल से चलाते जाएंगे सर, एक साइकिल पे 2 आदमी हैं हम लोग।
But there are many others who have decided to stay put. In Jaipur's Vaishali Nagar, the construction workers are left to fend for themselves.
खाना वाला 2 बार तो मिला था, खाना 2 बार मिला है। बस उसके बाद बोले 1-2 बार गाड़ी आई थी नॉर्थ में, फिर उसके बाद खाना ही बंद हो गया। होने के बाद फिर अब चल रहा है, कोई किसी का चावल नहीं है, किसी का आटा नहीं है।
Umesh Singh, who hails from Siwan in Bihar, worked as a plumber with a construction company in Punjab's Zirakpur. With no work, no income and constant hunger, he now fears for his wife and 2 small kids.
एक साहब बुलाए थे वो जंगल काटने के लिए, तो जंगल काटे तो वो 500 रुपया दिए और राशन पानी दिए, 5-5 किलो आटा, 5 किलो चावल, 1 किलो दाल, 2 साबुन, 1 हल्दी पाउडर, 1 जीरा पाउडर।
Punjab government's nod to brick kilns, industrial units, sand mining, stone crushers for labor-intensive industries and construction remains non-starter. While owners fear penal action, many are still hopeful.
सर उम्मीद तो है, अभी आए थे हमारे कोई स्टाफ के बंदे और बोल रहे थे कि शुरू होने की उम्मीद है।
So workers are hoping that construction activities besides the industrial activities will be back on the track, but Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh is hesitant as he is fearing that COVID-19 can infect more people. That is why he has declared that there will be no industrial or construction activity in the containment zones.
Walking or cycling home, thousands of kilometers away, or staying put, hoping for lockdown to end. It is hoping against hope for India's most vulnerable. With Manjeet Sehgal in Zirakpur, Punjab, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, while the country stays locked down, nature has pressed the reboot button. These are visuals from the Kovalam beach in Kerala and Chennai's Marina Beach, which is usually bustling with tourists, but now is absolutely empty and cleaner than ever before.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.